Hello, my name is Ella Taylor, and this is my banking app. So let's dive into some of the functionality of the different pages, starting with the Create Account page. We're met with a Bootstrap card, with a form, and a name, email address, and password field. As you can see, the Create Account button has been disabled unless we populate these fields with a value. So let's go ahead and do that by creating a new account. I'm going to be creating an account for Alex since I've already created an account for myself. As you can see, now that the fields have been populated, the Create Account button is now accessible. One thing to note is that if someone were to forget the @ symbol, they will receive an error message telling them that their email address is not valid and they should put a valid email address. Otherwise, the account button will remain disabled if one of these fields is empty, or for example, if the password is less than 8 characters, you will not be able to submit a new account. So let's create that. Once you click on the button, you are met with a success message and the option to create another account, which will bring you back to the create account form, which is now empty, and you can, input new values. Jumping to the deposit page, we are met with a Bootstrap card that shows the account balance for an account. You have a form where you can input your account name and your deposit amount. Something to note here is that the form button has not been disabled, but if you were to submit it without having any values in the fields, you will be met with an error for each of the values. So I'm going to continue with my account moving forward, and we're going to be depositing an amount of 100. Something to note here is if a user tries to submit a negative value, they will be met with an error message to submit a positive number. So let's go ahead and submit a 100 deposit. Here we're met with a success message and the account now has the updated amount in it. We also have the option to deposit another amount, which will bring us back to our deposit form, and you can see that the account balance stays updated as we navigate through the different pages. Moving on to the withdrawal, it works similarly to the deposit form. We have the account balance. We have the account name and withdrawal amount fields that need to be populated. One thing to note, in addition to submitting a negative value and getting an error, if you were to submit a withdrawal amount that is more than what your account balance has, we will receive an error for insufficient funds. So something to be cautious of. We will remove withdraw 50. And again, we are met with a success message and a updated account balance. We can withdraw another amount, which will bring us back to the withdrawal form. Looking at the all data page, you can see that we have the different accounts that were created. So my account that we've been using to deposit and withdraw amounts into has been updated and stays here. The second account that we created earlier is showing here on a Bootstrap card as well. So moving on to some of the challenges that I faced while building this, there were a lot. I would say, that I faced several challenges, such as getting the different pages to render on the navigation bar, customizing the Bootstrap components, and managing the user context. I overcame most of these just by researching different solutions and testing different things until I finally found something that worked. In terms of the design decisions that I made, I, added Bootstrap styling to the navigation bar and to the different cards. I changed the color of the cards across the different pages and also the buttons. Some of them, are solid colors and some of them are, you know, active buttons. I also added a bank image to the navigation bar to match that on the home page and a background image across the bank app. I did not end up creating a form component. This wasn't something that I thought to do at the time, but I think it could have come in handy considering that I have some, that I have forms across multiple pages. And then in terms of the extra features and enhancements that I added a hover effect to the navigation bar just to make it easier for a user to understand, where their cursor is while they're looking at the navigation bar or what page they are actively on. So that is it for my banking app. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration and thank you for watching.